Hello, this video created for the better understanding the materials of the book. About the modern turn. The most important things: stance and balance, keeping your feet, no hip rotary, long leg and short leg. Please look at the position of this skier. The upper body and the lower body very relaxing. It's positioned like a soccer goalkeeper or tennis player or basketball player. So the whole position of the body is very comfortable to make any kind of movements when you're going down the hill. On this picture you can see that the angle forward with the upper body and angle forward with the lower body is the same. In this case, the position of the body is very flexible and imbalanced. If for some reason you get scared, you bring your center of gravity backwards, that means that you're losing the flexibility of your ankles and losing your balance. Just think a little bit more about your stance and balance when you're going down the hill. Look at this. When you're in balance, you're feeling pretty good. You're starting to use your ankles first, and that making your skis to bring them on the edge. But let's think of it in this way. What can happen with you if you get in the wrong stance and balance? This is the right, but instead of using your ankles, you're trying to turn your hip joint, that's working like a ball joint. When this happens, your skis, instead of putting your skis on the edge, it's making the rotary and you're losing everything. Now let's talk a little bit more about your knees. The knees can do only one thing: flexion and extension. The movement, like people thinking that you have to put the knees inside the turn, it doesn't work out, because you can hurt yourself and you can bring yourself to the injury. So when you're doing this, that I'm showing to you, this is not the movement of the knee. This is the movement of the ankle. When you're making turn to the left, you're applying more on the right leg. When you're making turn to the right, you're applying a little bit more weight and rolling your left leg. This is the way how it's supposed to work. And only one thing that you have to feel the resistance on the inner part of the boot. Again, on the left leg, you're making turn to the right. On the right leg, you're making turn to the left. Now, I'm showing to you how to make a turn to the left. Now, I'm inclining or tipping or rolling my ankle on my right leg and making turn to the left. This is exactly the same movement, but different definitions, different words. Now I'm applying a little bit more on my left ankle, and I'm doing turn to the right. Pretty simple. Now, how to get the idea what you have to feel when you're doing this kind of movements? It's pretty simple. The best exercise, it's a well-known exercise, side sleeping. Look, when you're doing side sleeping, you're tipping, rolling or inclining your ankle on the downskill ski, and that will be it. Pretty understandable. The next exercise, it's exactly the same movement, but you're going down the hill, and make sure that your upper body going down the hill and your ankles just rolling under your stable upper body. Next exercise, exactly the same. A little bit more flexibility in the hip joint, a little bit more tension, one leg longer, another shorter, and you're doing great carving turns. And now, I want to introduce a little video creating the company Images and Concepts. Same ideas. Tip the feet. Feet are the foundation of the aging in balance. Tip to engage and release. Look over here. This is pretty simple to understand. When you're rolling your feet inside your boot, the boot gets into the edge. It looks like that. As soon as the skis go into the edge, and because of their shape, they're starting to turn. Roll your feet and skis on the edge, and you're in business. Make sure that you remember that the stance and balance is the most important thing, and the shin's supposed to be against the tongues of your boots. Roll, tip, and having fun when you're going down the hill. More pressure forward, shorter turn. A little less pressure, bigger turns. Going down the hill, engage and release and making another movement. Engage and release and getting another turn. Going down the hill, miles, miles, miles and miles, and you will be in a very good shape to do anything you want on the different kind of hills with the different snow conditions and the different steepness and radius of the turn. Having fun, enjoy, life is good. And exactly the same movement on the groom terrain. Like that, one leg longer, another shorter, and you're in business. Make sure that you're in the proper stance and balance. A little bit more flexibility with your hip joints, but everything other exactly the same. One leg longer, another shorter, skis on the edge, and you're in business. Again, tip the feet. Feet are the foundation for edging and balance, and everything is perfect. Tip it to engage and release. Thank you so much for watching, and I wish you a wonderful time on the snow slopes.